Hello class, Mr. Stone here. The problems we have today, it's absolute value inequalities. I put on a few of the rules so you can kind of go over them. And like I said before, you kind of treat these inequalities, you kind of solve them almost like we were doing when we had an equal sign. Okay, but there's a few different rules for them. Okay, and I'll go over them as we do it. But as you see, the top one, it says isolate the absolute value. Okay, set up two inequalities, because don't forget, it could be a negative in there, it could be a positive. So you really got two solutions, okay? One's going to be a positive, one's going to be a negative. But now on the negative, when you do that, you have to flip it. Remember, I told you, like, you have to flip those inequality signs when you have a negative, okay? So let's set this up as 2, okay? So we'll set up, let's get the pen going. Pen, because it's always on eraser. Pen. Regular tip. Okay, so we're going to do 2x plus 5 is greater than 11. Okay, so we'll solve that. Let's do that first, okay? I always get rid of the 5 first, okay? So we minus 5 from both sides. Minus 5, minus 5. We carry it down. These two 5s cross out. We carry it down. We got 2x. Carry down the inequality sign. And 11 minus 5 is 6. Now we divide by 2. Get rid of that. Get the x by itself, remember? 2. Push this up a little bit. Okay, so these two cross out. We carry it down. X is greater than 3. Okay, so that's one solution. Now let's do the other one, okay? So we're going to have 2x plus 5. Now remember what I said. We got to flip the inequality sign. It's going to go this way this time, okay? And now this is going to go to a negative 11, okay? So let's solve it for this, okay? So we get rid of the 5 on both sides, so we minus 5, minus 5, minus 5. These two cross out, carry down to 2x. Keep the inequality sign facing that way. And we got a negative 16, because don't forget now, you got a negative 11, and you're adding a negative 5. That means you're going further into the negative territory, okay? So let's divide by 2. Now this is divided by a positive 2. These two cross out, divided by a positive 2. So x is less than negative 8. And that's the other solution, okay? Now, if we wanted to put this on a number line, okay? Let's put this on a number line, okay? I'll do that real quick. We got enough space, okay? We draw the number line. We got 0 here, okay? A 0. Over this side, we got negative 8, negative 8. On this side, we have a positive 3, a 3. And now, it's not equal to, so it's less than. So that means we're using an open circle. An open circle on both of these, okay? Remember, it's only a closed circle. If it's greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, you're using more ink, it's a closed circle. And now, okay, let's do the x is greater than 3. That means it's every number above 3, okay? So we're going this way. And that's the way the line's going, okay? Now, on the negative 8, it's this way, okay? So that means that's a solution, or that's a solution, okay? Now, the way you put these, you're going to either have an or an and, okay? And the way I like to remember this, okay, on the original equation, this was greater than, okay? That's what it was, greater than, okay? Greater, it's got the or in there, okay? So that's how I always remember, should it be and or. So both these will work. It's either x is greater than 3 or x is less than negative 8. So it's or. Okay, but just remember, if the sign says greater, you got or, great or. Okay, so that's how I always remember it. Okay, let's go to the next one, okay? And now, I'll just stop for a second. And now you look at this. This is less than. okay, that means this is going to be an and, because there's no or in there, okay? So this will have an and for solution, okay? It'll be and this, okay? So just remember that. That's how it's going to be categorized, okay? So let's solve this as two separate equations, okay? So we bring it down. We got 3x minus 4 is less than or equal to 17. Okay, so we solve that. Okay, let's add 4 to both sides. Add 4. Add 4. These two cross out. We got 3x is less than or equal to 21. Now, let's get the x by itself. We divide by 3, remember? So we divide both sides by 3. What you do to one side, you got to do the other side. So these two 3's cross out. The 21 divided by 3 is going to be 7. So that means x is less than or equal to 7. Okay, now let's do the other side, okay? In case it was a negative number, okay? So this would be 3x minus 4. Now we flip the sign. Remember, we flip it this time. We flip it. Negative 17. Got to get the x by itself. So let's add 4 to both sides. Add 4. What we do to one side, we got to do the other side. 4. These two 4's cross themselves out. We bring it down. We got 3x is greater than or equal to. Now, negative 17. So we're all the way on the negative 17 on the line. We're adding 4 to it, okay? So that means we're going to the right. We're adding. We're going to the right, okay? So now we're going to be negative 13, okay? We still got to get the x by itself now, okay? So what we're going to do now, we're going to divide by 3. Divide this side by 3. What you do to one side, you got to do the other, okay? So we're going to have x is greater than or equal to negative 13 thirds. And that's the answer, okay? So let's square that off. That's one answer. And this is the other answer. And now remember what I told you. It's got to have an and in between because, like you look at the top, it's less than. Okay, so it's an and in there. A, N, D. Okay, so that's what's got to be between them. Okay, now if we're going to draw this on a number line, let's draw this on a number line. Okay, so we'll put a 0 here. Okay, we'll put a 7 here for the first one, a 7. Okay, and we'll put a negative 13 thirds down here, negative 13 thirds, okay? Now, they're greater than, less than, but they used more ink. So that means these are both going to have closed circles, okay? So they're both closed circles on them, okay? Now let's determine which way they're going, okay? We'll determine which way they're going. Okay, on the first one, x is less than or equal to 7. So that means it's going to the less than side. Okay, so it's going this way. Okay, it's going this way. Okay, now on the other one, it's x is greater than or equal to negative 13. So that means it's going this way. Okay, but it can only go to the 7 because it's going to be, both of these got to be together. So your whole colored line is going to be in here. Okay, this is the space you got for your line. And that's all there was to it. Okay, because it's got to solve both solutions. Okay, so all these got to solve both. Where on the other, it can solve either one, okay? And that's basically it, okay? That's all there was to this, okay? So just remember, I'm going to bring those rules back up for you, okay? So you can kind of screenshot them or whatever you want to do, okay? So, and basically just go over the rules and you say, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do this. Just like here, this side's an and D, and this side's an or. So it's greater than, less than, okay? Then, in, greater or, okay? And that's all you have to remember, okay? And then you just got to remember you got to flip the sign. Remember, you flip the negative sign, okay? When you go to the negative, you flip the sign, okay? And that's all there is to it, okay? If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And remember what I always say is math can be fun, okay? Let's shrink this all down. And have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.